In the early 18th century, amidst the tumultuous waters of the Caribbean, a name echoed with both fear and fascination: Blackbeard. Born Edward Teach in Bristol, England, little did anyone foresee that this man would carve his name into the annals of piracy as one of the most notorious figures to ever sail the seven seas. The son of a merchant, Teach's early life seemed destined for a more conventional path. Yet, the call of the sea whispered seductively in his ears, drawing him to a life of adventure and plunder. At a young age, he joined privateering voyages, preying on Spanish ships under the banner of Queen Anne's Revenge. As the winds of fate carried him across the ocean, Teach's reputation grew. His fierce demeanor, towering stature, and a thick mane of black hair earned him the moniker Blackbeard. But it wasn't just his appearance that struck fear into the hearts of men, it was his cunning, his ruthlessness, and his ability to instill terror with a mere glance. With a crew of loyal and bloodthirsty pirates at his command, Blackbeard set his sights on greater prizes. In 1717, he captured a French merchant vessel, the La Concorde, renaming it the Queen Anne's Revenge, a fitting title for a ship that would become the flagship of his growing fleet. Under Blackbeard's command, the Queen Anne's Revenge became a force to be reckoned with, terrorizing merchant ships and naval vessels alike. With its black sails billowing in the wind and its cannons roaring like thunder, the mere sight of the ship struck fear into the hearts of sailors across the Caribbean. In the spring of 1718, Blackbeard launched one of his most audacious attacks yet, the Siege of Charleston, South Carolina. With a fleet of ships at his command, he blockaded the port, demanding a hefty ransom in exchange for sparing the city from destruction. For days, the citizens of Charleston lived in fear as Blackbeard's cannons bombarded the city from the harbor. Yet, despite the overwhelming odds, the people of Charleston refused to yield. Led by Governor Robert Johnson, they rallied their defenses, determined to resist Blackbeard's tyranny at any cost. But Blackbeard was not one to be easily deterred. With his trademark ferocity, he led his men in a series of daring assaults on the city's defenses, determined to break the will of its inhabitants. Yet, for all his bravado, Blackbeard underestimated the resilience of the people of Charleston. In the end, it was not the might of the British Navy nor the bravery of Charleston's defenders that brought about Blackbeard's downfall, but betrayal from within his own ranks. In a daring raid led by Lieutenant Robert Maynard of the Royal Navy, Blackbeard's flagship was ambushed off the coast of North Carolina. In a fierce battle that raged for hours, Blackbeard and his men fought with the ferocity of cornered animals. Yet, despite their bravery, they were no match for the overwhelming firepower of the British Navy. In the end, Blackbeard fell, cut down by Maynard's men in a hail of gunfire. With Blackbeard's death, the era of the Golden Age of Piracy began to wane. Yet, the legend of Edward Teach, King of Pirates, lived on, immortalized in tales of adventure and romance that continue to captivate imaginations to this day. Though Blackbeard's reign of terror may have come to an end, his legacy endures. From the shores of the Caribbean to the pages of history books, his name lives on as a symbol of defiance, adventure, and the unquenchable thirst for freedom. Yet, amidst the tales of plunder and adventure, it is important to remember that Blackbeard was more than just a pirate. He was a product of his time, a time of upheaval, of struggle, and of survival. And though his methods may have been brutal, his legacy serves as a reminder of the indomitable spirit of those who dare to defy the status quo and chart their own course through the tumultuous waters of history.